United!
Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another round of Premier League predictions. We fly into week 6 after another absolutely crazy round of games. There are timestamps, as there always are, down in the description, but as always we'd never recommend you using them. Just watch the whole darn video. Thomas, what are our links?
We're an Amazon affiliate. Please have a click below if you're buying something from Amazon. It's a small click for you, but it gets us a little bit of money. And there's also an Audible link below. Have a click on that. And there's also some links to charities, various things. And obviously our fantastic tipster website, Grandstand Betters, who sponsor us through everything. Please have a look, have a click, have a subscribe, have a follow, have a hug, have a heart, have a dig. Have whatever you like, but click the links.
Usually at this point we would put up how we're doing the week before, but as League One's gone into silly season and the Champions League starting, we're having to film this video on a Monday, which means we're missing out on two games haven't finished yet. So what's up?
I'm gonna beat you anyway. Like, why not just tell the people that I've won?
Why won't he let me finish the sentence? So we can't show. Yes, Tom probably is going to beat me because I've got every score wrong so far. But we will give you an update on that once we know the score of it. But without further ado, and without any more interruptions, Tom, what is the first match?
League leaders Aston Villa host league newcomers Leeds United.
Not league leaders Aston Villa, but 100% record after 4 games. Absolutely amazing start for Aston Villa. Big round of applause. Two finger clap for Dean Smith, I think. Very, very good stuff. It was a really tight game against Leicester, won by a great goal by Ross Barkley. It's exactly why they bring a player like that into the football club, is to give them little bits of magic and quality, which is he's well capable of. Just a brilliant start for Villa, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, no, they've been absolutely, it's like a different club. And we said this when we did our preseason predictions. Like, looking at the team, we were like, well, this team's garbage. And then they bring in players like Watkins and Barkley at the end of it, and you're like, oh, this team looks kind of good. And Jack Grealish looks like he's taking a step forward. They were actually fantastic. They beat Leicester, who've been really good this year, really good last year. Oddly enough, won a Premier League. They look awesome. I don't get it. It's confusing me. It's messing with my brain.
But they are up against everybody's second favourite club, Leeds United, in the Premier League this season. Leeds are one of those clubs that are obviously playing on Monday, so we don't know how they have got on at the weekend. But this should be an exciting game. If Villa play anything like how they did against Liverpool, and if Leeds play anything like how they've done so far this season, this should be highly entertaining game. And I think it will be why not? This will stop Villa's winning streak, because I'm going to back them to win. 3-2 Aston Villa.
No way, I'm going 3-2 Leeds United.
Unbelievable scenes, as you normally say. West Ham United versus Manchester City.
I don't know if I was predicting Man City to win the league was correct. Why? But they did win a game this weekend finally, which has slightly cheered me up.
Why? Why have you soured on them after 5 games?
Well, Jesus is out injured, right?
Okay.
And someone else hurt themselves, didn't they?
Okay. But don't they have one of the biggest squads in?
Yeah, but it feels like their squad just keeps getting injured. Laporte's out, Mendy's out, Jesus is out. Is Aguero playing now?
He's back, isn't he? Because he
Aguero's back.
Touched the lineswoman on the shoulder and everybody went nuts.
He did. Filth. Absolute filth.
How dare you touch a female on the shoulder in this day and age?
I would say it's harassment if I was you. No, but City they don't look great right now, but they're still playing their incredible possession-based football. Obviously, they won 1-0 this week. Yeah, I don't know it's really tough to talk about City right now because I just don't know who's going to turn up. I
agree. I mean, they're absolutely not their best. It's a bit of a not boring to watch them, but they're finding it hard to score goals at the moment. Obviously, with Aguero coming back, they're going to hope that changes. It usually does. But they are coming up against the comeback kings of London, West Ham United. What a freaky game against Spurs. Looked dead and buried, absolutely at sea at the back. I don't know how they only conceded 3 goals. They could have easily conceded 5 or 6. But I will actually say I thought they looked quite good going forward. I thought Bowen impressed me again. I thought Cresswell was pretty good. I thought Rice actually had a really good game. And obviously Antonio's always amazing. But they did pull this comeback out of the fire against Tottenham with a wonderful goal in the last minute from Lanzini. Or was it a wonderful goal?
No, it was a good goal. I'm just saying, like, Hugo Lloris gets his hand to the ball and doesn't clear it out. Like, what is he doing? De Gea would have made that stop.
No fun for you in football anymore, is there?
No, fun has been destroyed by Ed Woodward.
He looked at all three of those West Ham goals and he picked the own goal as his favourite.
How did you know?
The best finish.
I actually think this West Ham forward line, though, like, Fornals didn't have a bad game. He's coming into... They brought in Ben Rama as well.
Absolute system, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, it's really bad miss.
Yeah. Let's pretend I didn't say Fornals had a good game.
Quite bad. He just missed. That was the trouble with West Ham. They did play well. It just didn't look like they were going to score, and then they went bang, bang, bang.
But like Bowen looks like the real deal. Antonio's the real deal. We all rate Ben Rama. I think everyone does. Fornals is there. Obviously, Haller is still yet to hit his form. But like going forward, this West Ham team, they have options now.
Definitely.
You feel like they're going to challenge this City side, and there's so much pace in that attack. Like Bowen and Antonio can beat pretty much anyone.
I think City will win. I still think City will win.
Score?
2-0.
2-0? I think it's going to end 3-1 to City.
Thomas, watch out! The Eagles are coming!
This is Fulham versus Crystal Palace.
Well, we've talked about some exciting games, and now we come to Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I mean, what the hell are they doing in that game against Brighton? There was two sides this weekend, and Newcastle were the other one, who just took the lead and then just gave up attacking altogether. They didn't want to. They just literally played for a 1-0 win. It was almost justice that Brighton got that equaliser right at the end for just how negative they were in the game. And they didn't even deserve to get one. It was such a bloody lucky penalty. It really was. It was one of those, it was never a penalty in my opinion, but those get given these days. Fulham have got their first point on the board though, Thomas.
They did. They did get their first point on the board. They drew with Sheffield United. Should it have been a draw though, Ian?
Well, not really. Fulham should have won, shouldn't they? They had the chances. Mitrovic missed a penalty. And he missed a good chance at the end as well. But Lookman, RB Leipzig's finest product.
I mean, I think everyone's always really liked Lookman. He's just like 1 year he's good, the next year he's like garbage. And I think hopefully for Fulham, they finally got a player in the squad that can win a game for them. And he looked really good. He looked really handy in this
consistency
match.
With Lookman, isn't it? You know, he just needs to do that regularly now. But I think Fulham did actually look they look more solid. They look like they've kind of realised, shit, we are in the Premier League, not the Champions League, and we actually have to be a bit tighter at the back. And this will be one then, but they do need a win. They haven't got any wins yet. They do need a win up against the Palace side that's normally better away. What do you think, Mr. Pickering?
I mean, I'm going to predict a Palace 2-1 victory, but I'm about as sure about this as I am that like Man United are going to appoint a director of football.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one either, but I think I'm going to... that was the score in my head before you said it. 2-1 Palace.
And now it's time for our Grandstand Betters Bet of the Week. It's Southampton versus Everton. Okay, everybody, very quickly, before we give our predictions and our breakdown, this is our Grandstand Betters Bet of the Week. We are going for over 3 goals in this fixture. We think both of these sides like to score, and they like to concede.
On fire we've been for Grandstand Betters, Tom. On fire. We can't get results wrong. Go and take our pick. Go Grandstand Betters. Follow their picks. Win yourself some money. Go on. You deserve it. Deserve it.
Right, so this is another one of those freak matches from the week where Chelsea were up 1-0, and then they were up 3-1, which would have given me a perfect score, and they totally fell apart at the back.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Chelsea were doing, but full credit to Southampton. They would not have fought this hard last year. Hansen Hüttl really has given this side like a personality all of a sudden. Like this year and at the end of last year, they're not taking anything lying down no matter what happens. And Chelsea were brilliant. I mean, their 3 goals. Werner, so good in the first one, beating so many players, but they just kept plugging. Ings got his goal. I was really impressed with Southampton to come out of that match with a 3-3 draw.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they relied on a little bit of sloppy Chelsea defending, especially for the
who doesn't?
For the Che Adams goal. But I keep coming back to the same thing, and it's almost like a broken record. But when you got a goal scorer like Ings, I think that you've always got confidence you can get something out of a game, and I think you see that evidently in Southampton. They've got a really good never give up spirit, and they've snatched a point where they probably didn't think they were going to get one at the end of the day, which is really good. But surely up against all conquering Everton, they're not going to do very well, are they, Tom?
Right, I think we've got to ask some questions here, and this is probably one of the matches to do it. But how the hell is Jordan Pickford allowed to play in this football game? Like, I can't not do this right now. Like, he has literally tried to murder Virgil van Dijk on a football pitch. He has scissored through his knee. And not only has the referee and VAR not decided to send him off, but then the FA have gone, it's not bad enough for us to retrospectively punish him. It is an awful challenge.
I'm going to have the last word on this, because I think everybody said it. I think he got a bit of the ball.
Everton were quite plucky in the game against Liverpool. They did play hard. They got a 2-2 draw out of it. Obviously, there's serious questions about the goal not being given, but it doesn't matter. They got the point. And they're still top of the league, and they're still having a great season. James still looks absolutely incredible. Calvert-Lewin cannot stop scoring. His header in that game, he's like 12 feet in the air when he makes contact with it. It's incredible. You have to fancy Everton in this game because they haven't thrown anything away yet this season. They haven't crumbled, and you've got to back them to keep this run going.
Just one random player that we always talk about how players have improved under Ancelotti, but Luca Dean, I thought he was garbage when he first came to the Premiership. He's really good now. He's someone that's definitely, I don't know whether it is Ancelotti or whether he's just got used to the Premier League, but I can't give Carlo enough praise. And what do we say? Are we going for 5 wins out of 6? Are we going for, sorry, I'll start that again. Are we going for a 5th win of the season for Everton?
I think we are, Ian. I think it's impossible to look any other way. You know what? I'm going big. Going 4-2 to Everton.
Wow. Hey, well,
this is the highest scoring Premier League season since 1960-1961.
It is, and I think that Southampton have got a taste for 3-3 draws. 3-3 draw.
I mean, literally, mate, how many draws were there this week?
You're absolutely. Usually I back loads of draws as well, not the one week where I don't back any. Well, I think I backed one, and that one wasn't a draw.
Everything felt like a draw this week. Ugh. Resurgent Arsenal versus Leicester?
Yeah, well, it's a Leicester City side coming off the back of a couple of defeats up against unbeaten Arsenal, Thomas.
I mean, Ian, when do we start talking about the fact that Brendan Rodgers probably needs to find a new job? I mean, 2 losses on the bounce. How can he stay in this job? It's unbelievable. Leicester fans, talk to us. How are you dealing with this man staying in charge of your football club?
Well, it does show a difference in Leicester when Vardy doesn't play.
Huge. It's huge, though.
And if you think already he's got 5 goals and there's a handful of other players on 1, I know it's still early days. And also something that's ruined their season last season was Souček. Ruined their season last year was Sionchu getting that red card. He's also gone down injured now, so he's going to be missing
3 months.
Yeah, quite a significant amount of time. And they didn't do well without him last time, so it'll be interesting to see how Leicester go about things, because it was a tight game and it probably should have ended 0-0, but they've come out the wrong side of it, and they'll be looking. They usually do perform well against Arsenal, let's be fair. But this is unbeaten Arsenal, Tom.
This isn't beaten Arsenal. I worry for Leicester in this game if Vardy isn't playing, and I worry without Soyuncu in there, if I'm saying his name correctly. But like we commented on it last year as well, when he doesn't play, the whole team defensively are just weaker.
Yep. Bite, damn it, bite! How many times am I going to say it? This is unbeaten Arsenal, Tom.
So Arsenal lost 1-0 to Man City last week.
Doesn't count.
No?
Along with that Liverpool game, it doesn't count because they should have had a penalty. So Arsenal still unbeaten, still on for an invincible season. Come on, the boys, you can do it.
I'm loving your new Premier League team that is Arsenal.
I'm starting to pick Arsenal in every game to avoid 60,000 downvotes on our videos. But they did their usual tactic against Man City of what they've done against the big teams. They had chances. They should have taken it. They had a spell in the first half where they were right on top of Man City, and they just couldn't take their chance. A little bit like what they were against Liverpool, and therefore they came out on the not defeat. We won't say the result counted at all. Still unbeaten. But they've been grinding out these kind of wins at home this season, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for the Gunners.
I think this is the sort of game that's actually going to really suit Arsenal. I think I can't back Leicester. I don't like them without their main centre back. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette are going to go to town.
I'm
going to go with a 3-0 Gunners victory.
Yes! He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Ooh, it hurts my soul.
Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Newcastle United.
I need you to talk first, Ian. I just predicted an Arsenal victory.
So Wolves are one of those sides we haven't seen play yet, because obviously they're playing on the Monday. They did win their last game 1-0, but they weren't that impressive. Coming up against the Newcastle side, I tell you, I talked about Palace earlier on. I cannot believe what Newcastle did in this game against Man United. It's not the fact that they lost, because they could still go a goal up and lose to a side like Man U, but they went a goal. They got an own goal early in the game, and then they just retreated and just let Man United onto them. And I'm sorry, if Man United were playing any other side in the Premier League, the way they're just coming off the back of a bad beating against Spurs and so much discontent around Man United, any other team would have gone for them. They'd have pressed them, they'd have hurried them into mistakes, desperate to try and get that second goal. Almost like trying a bit of an Aussie mentality of keep your foot on their throat when you've got them down. They didn't. They completely surrendered, and I cannot believe that was why Steve Bruce let his players do that. It was terrible.
Mate, any team that concedes a goal to Harry Maguire doesn't deserve to be in the Premier League. It's now just a rule. Newcastle are done. Steve is leaving. This club has they're not real. It's fake news.
No.
They're terrible.
No.
Awful.
Premier League needs Newcastle.
Lies. No, Newcastle they just wanted to lose that game. They wanted to lose.
Cal Darlow was amazing. He might be injured though. He was struggling a little bit at the end of the game. And obviously, they've got so many good attacking players. Use them for fuck's sake. I don't think this one's going to be a high-scoring game. I think this one's going to be tight. But I'm going to back Wolves, I think. I think they'll get it'll be a narrow 2-1 Wolves win.
Going 1-0. I think did you change your score because you saw me put mine in earlier?
Yeah.
No? You sure you don't want to go with 1-0, Ian?
No.
Okay. To be fair, I can't remember the last time I saw a clean sheet in a football game, so it's probably bad to predict one. Burnley versus Tottenham. We're a bunch of failures. Hotspur.
Wow. Open up your dictionary, folks, and look for the word choke. What will you find?
Gareth Bale with a Wales flag that says golf first.
Glory holes. Sorry.
Mate.
Carry on.
No. Spurs quite possibly had the biggest meltdown of any team we've seen this season. We talked obviously earlier about the Chelsea result, went to 3-3, but you're 3-0 up at halftime. You scored 3 really good goals. Harry Kane's hit the post 5 minutes before it. What the actual hell, Jose? This is not what your teams do. This is not what a Jose Mourinho team does.
I thought that at times they were magnificent. You have to say, going forward, they were fantastic. Kane put in an all-round great performance. Players like Ndombele, Bergwijn, they are playing great at the moment. The team looks really good. They got players in reserve like Mora and obviously Bale that they can bring on as well. How have they thrown away points in this game and to Newcastle earlier on in the season? They've been kicking themselves. They should be joint top of the league.
There's a shit on goal, but there's also Hugo Lloris not saving the ball. He's had a weak wrist. I'm so let down because I watched the Lanzini goal last night on Match of the Day, and I was like, oh, what a strike. Oh, what a strike. And then I I was quite tired, so I went to bed. And I rewatched it today, and he gets a hand to it.
We're going to go back to your time in the glory hole. You know the difference between a weak wrist and not, Tom. You do know. So this is an expertise coming from us here, folks. Right.
Burnley haven't played. We don't know what their result is. Halftime is 0-0. I think both of us can agree that them even getting to halftime at 0-0 with their 3 men and a dog on the pitch is a good result. I'm going for a Spurs victory. I think Spurs are going to win 4-0.
Yeah, it has to be a Spurs victory. It's worrying times for Burnley. I don't know where Sean Dyche goes with this side, to be honest.
Watch what you say, because based on what we say now, they could win or lose the next game. And we know that whenever we criticize the team before the game's over, they tend to win.
They might well do. They might well this game. But I just don't, long term over the season, I just can't see where they're going to pick up the points. And it's really worrying times, I would say, for any Burnley fan at the moment. I'll just go one less because I've seen your score and I'm going to change it. 3-0.
I did say 4-0 out loud.
No, I know.
So you don't have to see it. You can hear it. You can read about it. You can... Brighton and Hove Albion versus West Bromwich Albion.
Stop me if you've heard this one before, Thomas. Brighton and Hove Albion played well, didn't win. That's becoming a theme, isn't it?
It's not only that. Did they even play that well? Like, that early? But it's like, I swear to God, this is like just like last season, where I've watched Brighton play well for like 5 games, and I convince myself there's a new dawn at the Seagulls. And then they haven't won anything. They haven't done anything with that newfound play, and all of a sudden they become the draw kings.
Yeah, I still willing to give them a bit of benefit of the doubt. I know I like to say that thing at the start, but I think that their play is quite impressive. I do think the way they're just not getting that little spark in front of goal that they just need at the moment, but generally their play is really good, and they've dominated the majority of the games they've played.
I have to renounce all fandom of Brighton Hove and Albion Football Club because, Ian, who have they signed?
Oh, yes! I'm so glad you remembered this, because literally, honestly, I was going to say, it's a great bit of business. He's literally England's second best striker. Harry Kane gets injured. Welbeek. Perfect.
How is he still playing football? Why?
How's he still getting Premier League money?
I mean, because Brighton have literally nobody up front outside Neo Maupay. They would have taken like a dog that can just run on its hind legs. And a sold shirts.
Well, a dog on his hind legs might also get in the West Brom side, so they've done well to steal him away from West Brom.
West Brom have been pretty miserable all season. They're currently drawing 0-0 with a club that we think could be in the relegation zone come the end of the season.
That makes 2 of them.
Yeah, 19th and 20th sat together, 0-0 draw. It makes perfect sense. I'm going to let you give your score first, so I've done like the last 4.
Brighton are due a win. They've been playing far too well, and this is a perfect opportunity to get it. I don't think it'll be high scoring though. I think it'll be a 2-1 Brighton win.
Yeah, I've got to replicate that because that's the only score I can imagine happening.
Old Trossard's due a goal, isn't he? Brighton did get their goal at the end though. Great goal by McAllister. He's actually Argentinian. You wouldn't think so with a name like that. But obviously, Dunk got sent off at the end. It was an absolute crazy melee, and he had a choice of going for the ball or going for Tim Cahill's thigh, and he chose Gary Cahill's thigh. Sorry. Yeah, good choice there, Lewis. But
Brighton fans, if you want to know,
I don't blame him too much for that one.
But Brighton fans, if you want to know why Lewis Dunk is never going to get in an England side, it's shit like that.
Champions Liverpool versus Sheffield United.
I can't believe I actually had a moment where I felt bad for Liverpool, but I think just about the entire country when they watched that Jordan Pickford tackle and saw, especially when it swaps the camera view and it's not real time, you see it from behind the goal and you see just how hard he clatters into his leg. I think everyone had one of those moments. Liverpool were value for money against Everton. Probably should have won. The offside decision at the end of the game is baffling to every single human being with eyes.
I actually thought that's the moment you were talking about when you felt sorry for them, other than the Van Dijk. I really did, because that was just as bad. Like, everybody's looked at that and thought that's onside. And
the commentary team were baffled, and like I've said enough time, is Steve McManaman stop doing sexual favors for Thiago because it's getting annoying on air. Like, I cannot listen to you just talk about his passing anymore. It makes me physically sick inside. But even he was like, I don't get it. I don't. How? Vor, how? How can you make this many mistakes in one game? How?
How are Liverpool going to cope without Van Dijk, Thomas? We saw City struggle last season without their main defender all season.
They're helped in this game by the fact that they are playing quite possibly the worst attacking outfit in the Premier League in a Sheffield United side that can barely score goals against Fulham.
Well, maybe this is where Sheffield United unveil Liverpool youngster Ryan Brewster.
Yeah, he hasn't played yet, has he?
He was on the bench. Wilder's funny. He's not always like. He's
Sometimes
funny when it comes to youth. You know, I don't know. He takes his time. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was questions on his fitness. He wasn't quite ready, and maybe he just wanted to give. You know, he's very loyal to his likes, his McGoldricks and his McBurneys and his.
He likes the mix.
He likes the mix. Billy Sharp rammed in a penalty. Sheffield United got a point, but
how is Billy Sharp still playing Premier League? How is he playing football in general? He's a League One striker.
Hey, he's a League One striker that's scoring goals in the Premier League. That's more than Mason Greenwood. Yeah, I went there. Anyway, they're not going to get anything at Liverpool, are they?
No, absolutely not. I think Liverpool are too good. For all our, talk about Liverpool coming second in the league, we are still saying they were going to come second pre-season. So they look like last year minus any luck whatsoever, which makes me a lot happier. 3-0?
3-1.
3-1.
I think that because I do think straight away you did see a noticeable difference when Van Dijk wasn't there. Though Everton looked a hell of a lot more dangerous in set pieces. That's something Sheffield United will target, and I think.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Hey, and Ramsdale made a fuck up and a great save in the same instance.
Like, I'm just saying, the Premier League is up like 10-2 against Aaron Ramsdale right now. I am currently correct. They are near the bottom of the table.
Well, folks, we roll round once again to the final game, and I'm happy to say that they are back. It's time for the main event.
Manchester United versus Chelsea Football Club.
All conquering, all singing, all dancing, Ollie at the wheel, Manchester United folks roared back into form. To tell you all about it, resident expert, Manchester United fan, Thomas Pickering. Did you send Harry Maguire a basket of fruit and apology?
I sent a arrangement, but it was spelling out "fuck you" across the middle of it. So yeah. So somehow Man United conspired to win a game. We also scored all 5 of the goals in the match because Luke Shaw had to credit himself with an own goal to start it because Luke Shaw wasn't getting enough. Sorry?
Poor old Luke. You can't blame anyone for that. It's a freak.
Don't care. Luke Shaw, you're garbage. Get out of this team.
De Gea. Shouldn't have let it in. Ramsdale wouldn't have done. Or Henderson.
Maguire got a goal. Fernandes, Bissaka, and Rashford finished him off in the final 4 minutes of play. We talked about it with Newcastle, where they just kind of sat back and almost wanted to concede. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't entertaining.
Well, you're down on Man United at the moment, and so every game's a bit of a chore, and every single thing they do wrong in a game is like heightened for you, I can imagine, because there were tons of people slagging off Man United on Twitter when they weren't winning. But I thought they played quite well. I thought they deserved.
Bruno missed a penalty.
He did. I thought they played well. I thought they deserved to win. I thought they created loads of chances. They were unlucky with a goal disallowed in the first half, marginally offside. And I think they got the goals that their play deserved. And that's just me not being a Man United fan, trying to put a bit of positivity into this thing.
Right, I know you want me to talk about Man United, but I'm just going to talk about this game in general.
You talk about Chelsea if you want to. I know you love them too.
I'm so excited to see both of these teams play a game of football against each other. Because if Kepa is in goal for Chelsea and Kurt Zuma's still out there, and if Man United still have Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw in this team, it's going to be freaking like 9-8. There's going to be 4 sendings off. Both goalkeepers are going to commit a series of errors and fantastic saves, which is going to lead to like everyone saying they should be fired and hired at the same time. Chelsea somehow contrived that 3-3 draw, which makes no sense because they were in the driving seat and in control. I will say congratulations to Timo Werner. The first goal especially, where he just keeps running across the face of goal and he's like, and one more, and I'll take, okay, cool, now I'll shoot. That was great. That was like some old school Zlatan thing. Do you know what I mean?
Like an old Stanley Matthews, wasn't it? Like, yeah. Where you just dribble it around everyone.
I can keep going if you can.
Did you ever used to play with a guy like that, like at school, where we did, where he was great, but he would always like want to just go back and take another couple of people on before scoring?
We called our guy was Nick DeLucia, and it was called the Nick D Dribble Show, and he would literally beat a man and then drag the ball back to beat him again, and we were like, just shoot or pass, but do one or two things. Stop playing with them, and then eventually get tackled and not understand what he'd done wrong. It was great. But honestly, really excited for this game. Whether United win or draw, I don't care anymore. They've been so bad this season. A win will feel good, but I think both these teams can't defend, so I think we're in for goals, Ian.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
I mean, maybe we should have 2 grandstand better of the weeks here.
Why not? Let's do it.
Do you think so? You feeling it?
We're on a good roll, grandstand betters. Let's do another over goals for this game. Manchester United versus Chelsea. Again, go over the grandstand betters. Check out all their picks.
And we're not going to tell you how many over. We're going to make you go to their website / their Instagram or their Twitter or their Facebook.
It could be 8. It'll be over 8. It could be 9. It will be over 9. Because to give you my score, I can't wait to see Havertz and I can't wait to see Werner up against this Man United defence. But I do think Man United are going to win, and I'm backing the Red Devils. 4-2.
Oh, nice. Good, because I was going to go 4-3, and when you said 4-2, I was like, well, then I've definitely got to go to 5-4, which is an insane level of goals. No, this game's going to be awesome, though. I think this game, even if United are terrible in it, I'll really enjoy it, because we know how much I love the young England talent at Chelsea.
I don't believe that. Come on.
No, I'm going to be furious. I'm going to be furious when they lose this game.
That's just a lie.
But I do love Kai Havertz. This needs to end now, Ian. We need to go record the League One. So all that's left is for me to thank all of you for watching, subscribing, liking, for all the interaction you guys have been giving us. Please, Arsenal fans, give us some thumbs up. This time I've actually predicted your team to win a game. Please have a look in the top right corner. There should be a series of cards with videos on them. Or have a look at the end of the video where we have our season predictions and stuff up. We love you all. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.